Those are fun. Oh man, look at those fish. Without question, the bite was hot, but only for a brief period. On each spot we fished, when the bite shut down, it really shut down, and did so after catching no more than a half a dozen fish out of each school. Did the crappie leave? If not, why the sudden lack of enthusiasm? How about we take a more in-depth look into the crappie's world in hopes of better understanding their fastidious behavior.
Kim and his guest Wally Marshall had been loading the live well with broken bow slabs. Yet crappie can be a finicky sort. Chances are you've experienced how the bite can unexplainably slow.
Oh, you get it in front of them, they're gonna slam it, brother.
That's what we as fishermen want to believe. However, our perception isn't always correct, and Wally recognizes that fact as well. More often than not, just because you're not getting bit doesn't mean the fish aren't present, especially when it comes to crappie.
So what initially triggers a school of crappie into aggressively biting an artificial bait? Is it the visual action of the lure's enticing movement? Is it a competitive response? And more importantly, what influences the dramatic shift in their behavior, bringing about their sudden lack of enthusiasm? Is it just a case of conditioning? Or could it be a highly developed sense of smell and taste?
To my knowledge, there really hasn't been much scientific study done at all with crappie. Yet I can share some results of my own research where it certainly appears that crappie often rely on their sense of smell and taste. When Wally and I would first approach a school of crappie, the bite was aggressive and immediate. Yet time and again, the bite quickly diminished and our ensuing underwater observations revealed what appeared to be the crappie acting much more reluctant, cautiously sniffing the scissor shad. Yes, sniffing, as well as tasting the scissor shad. My friend Steve Quinn, senior editor for In Fisherman magazine, points out in a recent article that a close look at a crappie's snout reveals a pair of nostrils. You can see the front opening where the water enters the olfactory chamber and the rear port where it exits. So crappie are equipped with the tools to utilize this sense, which is probably much more developed than we even realize. Like smell, taste appears to be every bit important to a crappie as well, whereby they can further distinguish dinner from disaster. A crappie has taste buds on its mouth, tongue, and throat, as well as outside the mouth. Steve Quinn goes on by stating that the crappie can inhale a bait, decide it's objectionable, and eject it in less than a half a second, far faster than an angler can set the hook. And they do this with startling frequency. To sum it up, I believe this was a case whereby the addition of a scent product or tipping the scissor shad with a minnow or maggot may have given us an edge up during the tough periods, but frankly, we were still catching far more than our share without.